All right, welcome to Franchise Friday, where we're starting a new franchise, Critters. I know what you're thinking. Wait a minute, you said it was gonna be the Marine. Without going into specifics, I'm having problems in my personal life right now, and I need something that was more fun. And the Marine is very serious, so I decided to do Critters first. By the time I get to the 5th week of this, I should have Critters Attacks here to review, one I've never seen before. So a little bit of backstory with this. I of course knew about this because of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You know, the scene in the movie where Raphael walks out of the theater, looks up and goes, "Where did they get this stuff?" Or "Where did they come up with this stuff?" And that's Critters up there on the screen. So I knew that Critters existed. I didn't know what it was. And then several years ago, I had a friend. We're not friends anymore, but he had bought the DVD collection. We binge watched all 4 of them. And yes, the first 2 are superior than the other 2, but this is a fun movie. It is directed by Stephen Herek, who directed a couple of movies. One that I really like, The Mighty Ducks, and my favorite movie of all time, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. And so this movie stars Dee Wallace, Emmett Walsh, Billy Greenbush, Scott Grimes, Nadine Van der Velde, Don Hopper, Terrence Mann as Ugg / Johnny Steele, and of course the very first role of one Mr. William Zane. That's right, Billy Zane, who I still want to play Lex Luthor at some point, before he gets too old. But I think Gene Hackman was in his 40s when he was playing Lex Luthor, so he might be okay. But anyway, Critters is about an alien species called the Krites. They're little furry balls that eat things. They're in this alien prison in space that they escape. And 2 bounty hunters, Ugg and Lee, yes, that is their name, come to Earth to hunt them down. They have a running gag with Lee where he can't hold the face for too long, I guess, because he turns into this dead cop that they find because he can't find a perfect one. And then he turns into someone from this church. And then he turns into Charlie, who's one of our main characters, played by Don Keith Hopper, whatever. I don't know. But his transformations, well, they don't make sense. They make more sense. I mean, he's transforming in front of people, so they're not really keeping a low profile. But then you have Ugg, who decides to transform into music megastar in this universe, Johnny Steele, who sings the one song that plays throughout this film, "The power of the night, streets are calling, stealing from the light, the shadows falling, it's the power of the night, the streets are calling, power of the night." It plays through the entire film. And another thing about Scott Grimes here that I didn't realize, so I was watching this, and I heard his voice, and I said to myself, this sounded familiar, and I was cleaning my apartment, so I walked away, I was looking at the TV, I just heard the voice, this time without seeing him, and I realized he was the voice of Pinocchio in Pinocchio, the Emperor of the Night. And the Emperor of the Night. I looked it up. It is true. He was the voice. I may have said this in my review, and I forgot. My memory not so good. But, yeah, I was like, whoa, okay. There's some good effects. The creature effects on the Krites, they're puppets. But it's fine. There's some blood effects. There's all 2 kills we have in here. There's one scene everybody's got to talk about, right? Where the Krites are talking to each other in a language, and one says, they got weapons, the other one says, so, and then they point the shotgun, kills one, and then the other one says in alien language, fuck, and then runs off. That's a funny scene. I do want to complain about one thing, and I've seen other reviews complain about this, so Billy Zane and the sister, the main character's sister, not his, they're making out in the barn, right? So they go out to make out in the barn and start making out. All this shit is happening around them. An earthquake. The dad gets attacked. Bunch of shit. Maybe a half hour's worth of on-screen time has passed. Like, we're sitting there watching the movie and a half hour has passed. And it cuts back to them. They're still fully clothed. making out, and they went into there with the intent to have sex. That's the world's longest foreplay, ladies and gentlemen. How much longer? This guy must have, Billy Zane must have like the world's weakest libido to just keep cranking on it and not, wanting to take off clothes or anything. Just, I don't know. But there is some good thing. There's an explosion at the end of the film, and it's another criticism I have because I realized watching it this time. So the Kreitz, Brad, the kid, Scott Grimes' character, he throws a firecracker or whatever, a cherry bomb, into the ship, and they fly up and they shoot the house and blow up the house. You get this great explosion. And then Charlie takes a Molotov cocktail, he throws it in the ship. It ignites, which Molotov cocktails are supposed to explode anyway, but it ignites the cherry bomb, blowing up the ship. But they use the same explosion for the house. That blows up, and then you see the explosion from the house again. It's like a ship with not that big of an explosion. But, there's some good character actors in there. Jet Jackson's grandma is the organ player at the church. Lynn Shay is the dispatcher for the cops, and she has bright red hair. I didn't realize it was her until she started talking. And I was like, that's Lynn Shay. And that is awesome. The New Line, her brother Bob Shay probably got the job. Is he a producer on this? Yeah, right here. Executive producer Robert Shay. There he is, the man who ruined the ending of Nightmare on Elm Street. But anyway, yes, Dee Wallace is good. Speaking of which, there is an E.T. reference in this. The Kreitz find a stuffed E.T. doll and bite its head off. So there you go, E.T. I don't know. We get the ending of this. The Kyoto brothers actually did the effects, so that's why they're so good. They did Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Fantastic movie, by the way. I did a review for that. Check it out. But here the effects are pretty good, but they're not like expansive effects. The effects of Ugg turning into Johnny Steele, pretty good, I would say. The alien guy that sends him looks like a penis man. Nothing else to say. That's what he looks like to me. I'm just saying. The ending of this film is very confusing, and there's an alternate ending which makes more sense. But after they defeat the Kreitz, the bounty hunters give Brad Brown a signal to use just in case more come back. Right? And then they go to the house, and they're crying, and then the thing starts beeping, and it rebuilds the house. And they find a cat in the mailbox. He got sucked in there. It's in the mailbox. And everything is happy, and the sheriff, Emmett Walsh, he drives off, presumably to do nothing like he has in the entire film. Yeah, and then the camera, it's all happy ending, and the camera pans to the barn, and you see 3 Kreit eggs in the barn, which I have to think, I think I'll talk about this when I get to the sequel, but you have to think there should be more. I don't know. The alternate ending we get on here is actually very similar. Explosions, everything's very similar, except for the house doesn't get rebuilt. And then we see the alien eggs in the rubble of the barn, so it's the same place, it just doesn't get rebuilt. And that makes more sense to me than just being rebuilt from the ground up in reverse or something. It just makes more sense. You're still setting up a sequel. You don't need to blow up the house, because then it makes sense why they don't find the eggs. Whereas in the sequel, they still haven't found the eggs by the time the sequel rolls around, which they're about to hatch. And I don't know. But, yeah. I consider this to be one of the better 80s horror films. I don't think I put it in my top 10, but it's a decent film. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. It's a decent made film. I think this is very good. I don't know. I know the second one is pretty good. Some people even like that better. I'm not sure how I stand on that. But 8 out of 10 for this. So here we go. So there it is. There you have it. Start of a new Franchise Friday series with Critters. So I want to Let me know in the comments below what you think about Critters. And thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.